Hello there, welcome to my short video about the pump controller project. There's a bore pump down here in this paddock and it's being turned on manually at power point, and the idea of the project was to fit a solid state relay device that can be switched by a microcontroller, mount that in the shed and control it from the house. This is a view from the front yard of the house. It does get pretty boggy down here, so to walk out to pump house and turn it on can be a bit of a mission, especially if it's raining. So remote control was the way to do it. This is a picture of the remote control finished handset. There's a stop button, a go button, and an antenna. Let's have a look at what's inside it. Here you can see the xbee radio from Digi or Maxstream. This little development board in here from modtronixs, and the microcontroller under the board that you can't see is a 16LF876. That's the low voltage version of the Microchip microcontroller. The software is written in assembler. The system went to a lot of trouble to make it extremely low power. So the way it works is the whole device is asleep. When you press a button, the microcontroller wakes up. It then turns on the xbee, waits the stabilisation time, then fires the I/O, whether it's stop or go, and goes back to sleep. It all happens in less than 150 milliseconds. So the power consumption is extremely minimal. In hindsight, I wouldn't use I/O passing again. I'd use packetized commands. But even still, the way I've done it now, you should get more than a year battery consumption. It is very efficient. So that's what's inside here. The external antenna, obviously it's significantly better range. Alright, move on now to what's inside the box. Picture here. This is the solid state relay that controls the pump. Low voltage activates the solid state relay. Solid state relay activates the 240 volt side of the pump. It's a zero crossing solid state relay, so it will only turn on when your AC voltage crosses the zero line, which gives you minimum switching noise, minimum current draw. It's the best way to do it. A few other little goodies in here. There's a little buzzer, so when you press go, stop, it makes a noise. There's a flashing red light, a flashing green light. The green light flashes when it's running. modtronixs board again. xbee Pro with an external antenna. And this modtronixs board has the little add-on I/O, which gives you solid state relays and conventional relays. The Microchip microcontroller on the board is a 16F876. Didn't need the low power version here because we're running off a 12 volt power supply. I scrounged that power supply out of my spare parts box. Inside the grey box here, an unfortunate add-on, it is a DC to DC converter. Because of the 12 volt supply and using the modtronixs board, 12 volts, which normally sits quite a bit higher, probably up to 14, is making the little 7805 switch over regulator too hot. Because this thing runs all the time, it's going to burn out. I didn't want it burning out, so unfortunately I had to add in this little box, which is a DC to DC converter. I got it off eBay for a mobile phone charger, and I just disassembled it, made some modifications and fit it to the box. You don't have the power dissipation and heat with a DC-DC converter that you do with a 3-channel regulator. So there were some modifications to the board in the box. It's a rubber seal on the box. Got the box from J-Car. Glands are installed on the power cables, so the whole thing is pretty watertight. Again, the I/O passing on the xbee, microcontroller switches, solid state relays, switch the big solid state relay, turns the pump on and off. And here's a picture. Got a power cord from Woolworths, chopped it up. This connects into the GPO or the power socket in the pump house. The pump connects onto this socket. So if the device dies, you can just bypass it altogether. Plug the pump back in, switch it on like you used to. Got a couple of pictures of it installed. There it is. Looks a little bit dodgy. It's mounted on a DIN rail, it's got DIN rail clips. And this is the pump house. And this is my wife demonstrating the pump. It worked extremely well. Probably much higher range than what I would have expected. Saves time to go down and turn on the pump if it's pissing down rain or muddy. Just turn it on up at the house. Anyway, thanks for watching my video. Hope to post a few more projects sometime in the future. See you later.